So I saw someone's video earlier this morning, and she was picking her grandma up to go shopping, and her grandma got all dressed up, and she was like, "Grandma, where are you going? We're just going to the grocery store." She said, "I felt like feeling pretty." And that reminded me of Miss Thelma Louise Johnson. Now, Sister Johnson was one of the elders in my church, and she wanted me to take her uptown to run some errands, and we were going to the bank and to the store, and to the grocery store, and to, well, it could have still been a TGNY and a Piggly Wiggly. Well, anywho, that's not important. But Miss Johnson, when I got there to pick her up, she was all dressed up, even in purple lipstick. And I was like, "Sister Johnson, I've never seen you in purple lipstick." And so Sister Johnson shared with me how, she had to dress up. She's like, "Well, when we go uptown, we dress up, or else they're not going to take us serious." And she had stories and shared some examples. And, well, it just never occurred to me that you had to dress in a particular way to have people even give you the time of day. But this story would be reinforced over and over again as I got older and had more professional Black friends, and would see the difference between how white people would show up at work and how Black people would show up at work. And because white people think I'm them, whenever they first meet me, they often start talking about Black people. And then when I call them out on it, they're like, "Oh, I didn't mean it that way. You took that out of context." But one of these kinds of conversations, or one of these times conversation about, how Black people, dress up and, spend all their money on clothes and nails. But then on the other hand, if Black people didn't dress up, then they would be called thugs and bums and wouldn't even be given the time of day. And so all of this is kind of doubled over for Black women, because there's a added pressure for hair and makeup and accessories, and it's just overwhelming. Now, that's not to say that the only reason Black people dress up is because, they want to be taken seriously by white folks. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is that there is a culture that allows for white people to dress any kind of way without the threat of being taken as less professional or less authentic, whereas our Black counterparts, and often with more education and experience, if they came in to work looking like some of us come into work looking, well, they probably wouldn't even have a job long. And so this is how white privilege seeps into something that's seemingly so innocent as what we wear to work, because everyone doesn't have the privilege to just get up and go to work.